Hello, my name is Kaya. I have lived in my van for almost 3 years now. I want to talk about solo female van life. Particularly, I want to address a lot of people's safety concerns. So, is solo female van life safe? And yes, it is safe. No, it's not. That's essentially my answer. A lot of the times, as a woman who travels alone, it's the only question on people's minds. Isn't it dangerous to travel alone? Aren't you scared? And the answer is yes, but also no. On one hand, we know solo female travel is not safe. We know. There's podcasts and television shows and novels and documents upon documents upon documents of women who have traveled alone, who have met a bloody and gruesome end. Anyone trying to say that traveling alone as a woman is safe cannot ignore that fact. And at the same time, I'm fine. Nothing bad has happened to me in all the years that I have traveled alone. In a lot of ways, I think that if you are a solo female traveler and you live in a van, you're actually a lot safer than the average woman in life. If you go to an office job every day and you have a predatory coworker, you can't leave. For me, if I see someone on the road and I am getting a bad vibe, or if they're being weird to me, I get in my car and I drive away and I never see them again. The other thing about traveling alone as a woman in a van is that, unlike traveling with a tent or hitchhiking, at the end of the day, my house is a giant metal box with a lock on it. So I want to address some of the fears I think people have in solo female van life specifically. A lot of people are worried, what if your car breaks down? You have no service and you're out in the middle of nowhere. Well, I've had my car break down in the middle of nowhere a couple times actually. And the good thing about living in your van is that if your car breaks down, your house still works. My transmission was out. I was stranded in Indian Creek, which is the climbing destination, for 3 weeks. It was fine because I still had water in my tanks and my bed still worked and my doors still closed. My van didn't go anywhere, but my house still is a house. There's so much internet service nowadays. If your van breaks down somewhere, you just call a tow truck. I mean, you should have AAA. That's a normal human thing you should have, regardless of your gender. If you're stranded in the middle of nowhere and your car breaks down and you don't have any service and it's getting dark, go into your van, lock the door, go to sleep, wake up in the morning when there's sunlight, look at a map, figure out where you are, and walk back to where you had service. Or stick out your thumb. Does that make you vulnerable? Yes, it does. I cannot deny that people in the past have taken advantage of women who are alone and need help. What I have found in my interactions with people is that most people are very concerned about solo female travelers and want to help you. And I've had that experience with older guys where they're like, oh my gosh, you're alone out here? What do you need? How can I help you? You shouldn't. And I'm like, I'm okay. I got this. But thank you for your concern. I'm not trying to say that it's all sunshine and rainbows. If something bad happens to you or something kind of sketchy is about to happen, get out of there and communicate that to someone. Creating a community where you're both aware that that person is not safe, that makes you safer. One of the things that comes up a lot is this concept that women are inherently at risk. There's these defense mechanisms that women have created in order to keep themselves safe. Sometimes I can be very rude, and it's a safety mechanism. I don't smile at people when I'm walking around. I lock my van every single night. I keep up on my maintenance and repairs as often as I can because I don't want to be stranded anywhere. I have a water bottle that I carry with me at all times, partly because I am a thirsty bitch and I like to drink a lot of water, but also because put a handle on it and this is a pretty decent weapon. I do my best to keep my van closed so that people don't know that I'm in here. One thing that I will mention, because this is all a discussion, one of the benefits is that people don't see me as a threat. And I think that that's something that solo male travelers do have to deal with. If I'm parked outside someone's house, what I do is I do my best to be super friendly. If they see me in the morning, just wave and say hi and then just leave. Usually that puts people off, they're not stressed out anymore. But if you're a big dude and you're sleeping outside somebody's house and they see you in the morning, people get a little bit freaked out. I think that's one of those things that I just don't have to deal with. But, the inverse of that is that if someone does see that I'm alone, there is risk there. So solo female van life, is it safe? Generally, yes. I really want to encourage women to travel alone. I think that it's really empowering. I think that the benefits of knowing that you can travel alone and knowing that you can do it on your own are incredibly important. That being said, I don't think everyone has to do it. And if you don't want to travel alone, you do not have to. But I think that you should be able to if you needed to. If you are a solo female van lifer and I didn't cover something that you think is really important, please say so down in the comments and I will favorite it up so that people can see it at the top. I would love to get a third-party perspective on this issue. I think gender is really interesting. There's a whole spectrum of people of other genders who are experiencing solo van life and solo travel that are different than mine and different than the average dude. So if you have a unique perspective, please let me know. I would be really interested to hear it. Those are my final thoughts. You can find me on all the social media channels at One Chick Travels. That is for Facebook and Instagram. You can find me on Twitter at Kaya Says. My website is onechicktravels.com. And if you'd like to see more of these videos or more of the One Chick Travels series videos, which I'm about to put a lot of effort into, you can support me on Patreon at patreon.com/onechicktravels. And if nothing else, I will see you all next time.